Dave Schmidt has just popped in, so we're going to talk a little Christmas cash for kids. Let's bring him on. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am well and I am excited because next
I
week,
am
Janet.
excited. I'm excited. So this is my first year back at Christmas Cash for Kids since 1987, I think it is. So when I first started in radio at Z104 in Frederick in 1987, that's where Christmas Cash for Kids lived. And I'm so happy that you guys have not only taken it on, but just made it an absolutely amazing event. Tell me how and when you got involved.
So 1987, actually.
No way.
Admittedly, I was much younger. But
Much
but
younger
we
than me or just
I
much younger, period?
than the radio station, obviously. No, I grew up listening to Christmas Cash for Kids, and especially once it moved over to WFMD and Bob Miller, and it really was. Um, to somebody growing up who I was so blessed. I never had a Christmas where I didn't have a present.
Mm,
Everyone has their own struggles, but that was never one for me. I always had a present under the tree, and I never didn't think I wouldn't. And for a kid growing up with such privilege to understand that there were kids that were not foreign, far away, some other time or some other history, but no, right here in our neighborhoods, in our community, that we're not going to have a Christmas was terrible to me.
yeah.
It was something that even as a kid, I just couldn't understand. And the fact that there was somebody doing something about it made me so happy. And so
Yeah.
as I grew up, it really became, as I said, my Christmas, listening to Christmas Cash for Kids. And, often some people, I do a lot of work with St. Jude on the WFMD, WFRE. And, so I do a lot of radiothons, and there's all this conversation about how you don't want to tell people it's coming because you don't want people to tune out. And the
Yeah.
reality is, Frederick is so amazing that people tune in for Christmas Cash for Kids. People
Yes.
tune in for the St. Jude Radiothon because, and I'll tell you, people have tried to replicate what we do here in other places. We do a lot of the work with Salvation Army, which is why your donation to Christmas Cash for Kids is tax deductible. 100% of the proceeds, they just are a pass through for us. Every dollar you give, I'm not paid. Nobody at the station's paid. Everyone does it as a volunteer basis. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I got to get the talking points out. But my point is that they've tried to replicate this through the Salvation Army other places. You've had some officers come in and move other places and try to do it, and they can't. And that's
Yeah.
because Frederick County is so incredibly generous. And I think just when it comes to our values as a community, we're not going to let a child not have a Christmas. So,
Right.
for any of you that don't know what it is, Christmas Cash for Kids is, again, 1975 is when it started. A radio DJ, which I think with Z104 was the very first one, right? I
Yeah.
think it was. A little kid called up and said, "Hey, I don't know if Santa's going to show up at my house to this year." And that radio DJ said, "Oh, Santa's going to show up." And just he himself went and brought some presents there. There's a little shack behind a little shack behind a little shack, and the little kid said, I knew it. I knew Santa would come." And that is the spirit with which we continue this every year for this week after Thanksgiving on WFMD AM 930 and on Facebook Live. Using the digital. We broadcast for a week trying to raise money, and the community comes together, and we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions over all of these years. And unfortunately, the number of kids doesn't go down; it
Right.
goes up over time.
Yeah.
And there's going to be somewhere between 1,200 and 1,800 kids. And again, these are Frederick County children. We're not raising money, even though we should, but we're not raising money for anybody
Right.
states away or countries away. We're talking about our family, our neighbors, our friends, kids that go to school with your children.
Yeah.
And the thing for me, as I've gotten a little older and understood, is it's not just the child. It
Yeah.
is the parent who something terrible happened this year, whether it's medical bills or they lost their job or whatever it was, through no fault of their own. They're making a decision between food and giving their child a Christmas.
Right.
And we have too much. We are too blessed. We are too successful here as a community to leave any of those children behind and to say to any of those parents, you can't have a Christmas for your kid. So
Right.
that's what Christmas Cash for Kids is we stand in the gap for them. We say, nope, don't worry about it. You do
We
what you
got
need
you.
to do. You put food
Yeah.
on the table. We are going to make sure your child has a Christmas.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I tell you, if you don't tear up at least 10 or 12 times during the week while you're listening to these stories and watching and seeing people in Frederick just come out in support, I don't know. You might be a little bit Grinch like. So let's try not to be Grinch like. Tune in to 9:30 WFMD starting on Monday morning all the way through to the end of the week. And I tell you this, I challenge you all to challenge someone else to get their money in. So a lot of local businesses will be challenging to kind of get that money to Christmas Cash for Kids. If you look around at tons of our local businesses, there are Christmas Cash for Kids donation boxes, including at 401 North Market Street at the home of everything Frederick.
Yes.
Tons of opportunity to give. So please open your hearts and your wallets and let's help the kids of Frederick County this year.
So,
Well, we look forward to it. We
Danny,
will be streaming some of it on our channel too, right?
yeah, absolutely. And also, just want to tell people two other places: ChristmasCashForKids.com. You can go. You don't have to show up anywhere. You can do it online right there.
Okay.
And any PNC bank in Frederick County. We have an agreement with them. If you just walk into a PNC bank and say, "Hey, I want to give money to Christmas Cash for Kids," they've got a slip for you, and they should have the letters that say, it's a donation to a 501c3. All of
Right.
that. We try and make
Yes.
it as easy as possible. But to your point,
Yes.
Danny, it's
Yes.
not just you. Please just spread the word. And unlike every other charity you ever give to, there is no administrative cost. So when you only have $4, that is a full $4 that is going to go to buy a present
That's
for a
right.
kid. Whatever you can give, please, please.
Yes. Yes. And so we appreciate local daily media who allows this to run. Again, no one is getting paid from the
Nope.
money that is being donated. Everyone is a volunteer, from the shopping of the toys to delivering to storing to all of that. But if you want to come have an amazing experience, I encourage you to head up to Grove Hill Road during Christmas Cash for Kids and get to see the whole thing. Bring your donation directly. That's kind of cool as well.
Yeah,
And
come on
I'm
the
really
video. We'll
looking.
we'll interview you. We'll ask you why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It'll be very cool. I cannot wait this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to show everybody what it really looks like. Hopefully, we get a lot more people participating. But Frederick is a great place, and it is why this can't be duplicated anywhere else. I think people count on this every year and save up, and it's just a beautiful thing. So we appreciate
Right.
all the work that you do for this event, and I cannot wait to kick it off on Monday.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me on, Danny.
Absolutely. Have a great day. I'll see you later.
You too.